Put on your comfy pants and grab a big cuppa. It's time for some amazing new product. Hello there. Welcome back to my channel, Snips by Kelly. For those of you who don't know, I'm Kelly, and it's an exciting day. It's a sneak peek day, an unboxing day, because we have a brand new September mini catalog coming and brand new online exclusives. And if you don't know, Stampin' Up demonstrators, one of the perks of being a demonstrator is to get a month preview of all of the new things. We get to have select things that we get to order early and we get to play with. And if you follow my channel, I don't typically do an unboxing because I like to get my new things and play with them and bond with them and figure them out and become friends with them. But I couldn't help myself this time. I am not going to lie. The last product peek I did, I think I did 5 items from that drop. But this time around, you guys, I wanted it all. I have 2 huge boxes filled with online exclusives and brand new products from the mini, and I couldn't wait. So I'm going to do a traditional unboxing and I'm going to show you all of it. So let's quit talking and let's head on over to the scrap table and look at all the new goodies. You're going to love it. See you over there. Is our beautiful new mini. Now, I'm not allowed to show you the contents of the catalog, but I'm going to show you the actual product. I'm so very excited for this one. We also, in addition to the mini catalog launching in September, we have a huge amount of online exclusives that are also dropping. So let's get started. So excited to start out with an absolutely gorgeous Christmas collection. But if you're like me, you can get yourself very confused with the different products within a collection, the differences between designer series papers and the papers that come in the scrapbooking workshop kit versus the papers that come separately versus the papers that come in suites. All the same umbrella in terms of the collection, but all very different products and very different purposes. And so instead of going completely chronologically through the catalog, which the catalog is divided into scrapbooking workshop kits, suite collections, and then scrapbooking on your own, where it shares with us separates, okay? And not all of those are apples to apples. Not all of those are identical, and we can get ourselves very confused with that. So I'm going to show you the collection in its entirety as we go along. Start with the names. So I know I'm probably aging myself, but I cannot keep names straight. It's so difficult for me. So we're going to start with Keeping Traditions Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. But then there also is Traditions of Christmas Suite Collection, an entire huge collection with all kinds of goodies that has crossover. And then there's also Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper you can get by itself, or designer series paper with sticker sheet. So it's very confusing that the papers in this collection, the papers in this scrapbooking workshop kit, the papers in the scrapbooking workshop kit are similar to, with some crossing over to, the designer series paper and the suite collection paper, but not identical. There's typically more DSP than there is pattern paper in a scrapbooking workshop kit. And typically the DSP that is separate is the same DSP that is in the suite collection, but not the same DSP that is in the scrapbooking workshop kit. In addition, the scrapbooking workshop kit has extra paper that will not be found in the suite and that will not be found in the designer series paper. So I hope I'm going slow enough and deliberate enough to help that make sense, but the best way to figure it out is to look at it. So Keeping Tradition Scrapbooking Workshop Kit creates 6 pages on its own. It's all kitted up together and it's designed for you to pull out the instructions and create these 6 pages. I love every page in the Keeping Tradition Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. It's beautiful. And so you can create it exactly as the instructions show, or you can change it up and add small elevations to it, or you can use this scrapbooking workshop kit to create something different. I typically put it together exactly as designed, and then I use the same scrapbooking workshop kit to create an elevated 12-page workshop. So let's take a look. We have photo place card holders to hold your photo places. We have an amazing 12 by 12 sticker sheet. What I love about this and what I love about the growth of Stampin' Up! With their 12 by 12 scrapbooking line is that we have balance in the sticker sheets now. So we have title opportunities, 3 to maybe a minimum of 3 to 6, but then also small and medium wordy bits that you can add to your pages, or they can be standalone titles or subtitles. That really helps when stretching your pack or your workshop to have more title opportunities within the sticker sheet. We have some great floral elements here, the counting down of Christmas here, and I just love it. We have strips down here that are 12 inches. You can cut the strips apart, or you can use those strips as is. And what I love is the in-between throwaway piece is very usable. So you can use all of those strips and actually get 4 strips out of 2 strips, or 3 strips out of 1 strip, if that makes sense. Then in addition, in the scrapbooking workshop kit, we have punch outs, which can act as ephemera or additional icons. So I love how easily they punch out. I love that there's small, medium, and large icons. There's extra title opportunities. There are journal opportunities and border opportunities, and lots of little extras that you can tuck in, on, or behind your elements of your pages. So the core pattern paper here is 6 double-sided sheets. So typically in a scrapbooking workshop kit, you get 6 sheets of paper versus 12 in the designer series paper and the suite. So you get 6 sheets. These sheets sometimes cross over with the designer series paper that's in sold separately or in the suite collection, but not always. And sometimes they're absolutely completely different. So there might be some patterns that you recognize that are the same as the DSP, but then there's additional patterns that are not in the designer series paper. So that's where people get confused. They think if they buy the scrapbooking workshop kit, they have all of the DSP in there, or they think if they buy the DSP, they have all of the paper that's in the scrapbooking workshop kit, and they're actually quite different. Okay, so let's take a look here. What I do love about this so much is that we have a busier hero pattern that is a bit busier theme specific. It's a poinsettia pattern. And then we have more muted tones on the back. So I love that we have a stripe, a checker, a small circle. We have another poinsettia pattern that is one of those patterns that I love that can probably go in any direction. I hate it when patterns are directional and you have to cut them a certain way. I love it when there's multi-directional patterns that can be upside down or sideways on a page and it won't hurt a single thing. I love, of course, a small dot. Very versatile. Everything is so versatile in this series of pattern papers. But in addition, you get 4 specialty sheets typically in a kit. Sometimes it's more ephemera, sometimes it's cut apart sheets, sometimes it's background specialty paper that will not be found anywhere else. It won't be in the DSP or anywhere else. So we have this great scallop border, and if you follow my channel, you know I'm a border girl and I'm a background girl. So they've done it for me. I don't have to add a Cricut background because they've given me this lovely, lovely background with the stitched lines in it. These extra patterns are white on the back. Then you get a certain amount of cardstock in each scrapbooking workshop kit, but with the overall collection, there's also an option to get an additional 12 sheets of coordinating cardstock. So you know when you go into the shop site and it'll tell you those papers that coordinate, it will give you 2 sheets each of coordinating papers, typically 2 sheets each of 6 colors. So let's say you want to stretch your scrapbooking workshop kit. You can use the colors that are in the scrapbooking workshop kit and grab an additional pack of coordinating two-toned cardstock, which helps stretch your workshop. Now let's take a look at the Sweet Collection and the Designer Series paper so you can see the differences. Okay, so here is the aha moment. So in the back, I have the paper that came in the scrapbooking workshop kit. Now you get 10 total, 6 that is the pattern paper, 4 that are the extra specialty paper. So you get a total of 10. In the Designer Series paper, you get 12 sheets. So 12 sheets, so 2 each of a double-sided pattern, okay? So you can see differences there already. Now, the scrapbooking paper is this way, and the Designer Series paper with and without the sticker sheet is this. The Designer Series paper that's in the Sweet Collection is this. So this is the Designer Series paper that is in the complete Sweet Collection. And you can see the differences right away. So first difference, big difference, is foil. Right? You can see foil embedded in all of these hero papers or all of these busier papers, and there is no foil in the patterns that are in the scrapbooking workshop kit. So in the scrapbooking workshop kit, you obviously get less papers because you get ephemera punch outs, you get a sticker sheet, you get some cardstock, you get other things in there. So that's the reason for those differences. But if you want foil, you want to go with the Sweet Collection or the Designer Series paper by itself or the Designer Series pattern paper and sticker sheet, DSP and sticker sheet. All right, so let's take a look at the crossovers. So here are the paired up sets of 2. Okay, and so you can see that this pattern is in the scrapbooking workshop kit, but this pattern is not. All right, so you have some crossover. You can see same thing with this one, the next set of 2. This pattern is in the scrapbooking workshop kit, but this pattern is not. Same thing, we can go all the way down the line. You can see this gorgeous, gorgeous foil paper. I have a heart for both. I definitely want the scrapbooking workshop kit, but ooh la la, how can you pass up on this gorgeous gold foil? And I love the muted tones on the back as well. On this one, again, here you see it in the scrapbooking workshop kit, but the pattern paper you don't. Same with this one. Actually, this one, the only place you see this pattern in the scrapbooking workshop kit is the edge of the specialty paper. Otherwise, this pattern is not in the scrapbooking workshop kit, and neither is this pattern. Look how gorgeous that is. And oh my, yummy, yummy, yummy. Love this. So neither one of these patterns are in the scrapbooking workshop kit. So do you see there's huge differences, and there's no right or wrong, but just know you're not getting the regular DSP in the scrapbooking workshop kit. You're getting something fun, but something completely different. So you can get this Designer Series paper with or without that very same sticker sheet that comes in the scrapbooking workshop kit, with or without. Now let's move on and let's go to the Sweet Collection. Because we just looked at the Designer Series paper, that is the same paper that's in the Sweet Collection. So the gold foil, the 12 sheets, all of that is in the Sweet Collection. Same exact paper, so we don't have to look at that. Let's just look at the extras that come in the Sweet Collection. All right, so here we have a ton of items that come in the Suite collection. It's a little bit laborious when I first start going through the collection as a whole to understand the differences, but you're going to start noticing patterns with every collection that I share here on out. The good news is the collection is gorgeous. So no matter what way you go, you're going to be so happy with whatever portion of the collection works best for your needs. I typically take a collection as a whole and I work it 3 ways. I work the scrapbooking workshop kit from the company. I create a simple workshop out of the DSP and sticker sheet, and I create an elevated workshop out of the scrapbooking workshop kit because I love all the things. And then I'll likely make cards also out of additional product. So I love it all, but I don't want anyone to feel upset if they purchase one thing and thought they were getting another. A good example of this is our wildflower celebration. There was gold foil embedded in our wildflower DSP that was not in the scrapbooking workshop kit, and many of my paper crafters thought that they were getting the same DSP in the workshop kit that was actually in the separate DSP, the DSP and sticker sheet, and the Suite. But the separate DSP, the DSP and sticker sheet, and the DSP that's in the Suite are all the same DSP. The scrapbooking papers are different, okay? So I'm sorry if I'm going very slow over that, but I really want everyone to be super happy with what fits best with them. Now let's look at the rest of the contents of the Suite collection. There are 2 stamp and die bundles that come in the Suite collection, an embossing folder that comes in the Suite collection. We have bling and we have ribbon that come in the Suite collection. So first, let's take a look at this fun, sparkly bling. It's called Traditional Sparkling Sequins. So you can see lots of traditional colors in there and then even a lighter shade. And then we have shiny red ribbon. And then this is the cool embossing folder. It is a 3D and it is a wreath style embossing folder. It's really detailed. If you've ever used our 3D embossing folders before, you know that there is no comparison to the depth that you get from those. Next, we have a stamp and die bundle. So of course, the embossing folder, the bling, the ribbon, the stamp, the die, all are sold separately. You can get just the stamp, just the die. You can bundle it together and have a discount. You can get all of these products separately, but when you bundle, you typically save. So we have Christmas greenery. So you can see here, it's pretty traditional. You've got your poinsettias and your Christmas flowers and some little speckle stamps. And then here are the Christmas greenery dies. So as always with Stampin' Up, you get an amazing amount of dies. I love how large these are and also small enough for cards. I'm always looking for dies that can cross over between cards, mini albums, and regular scrapbooking pages. They're going to be so beautiful. So I do want to take some extra time. I know that sometimes that makes these videos long to help you understand the stamps and dies in coordination with the catalog and in coordination with the paper. So when you look at the catalog, these 3, and let's see, I think this one down here for sure, have an outline in green, which means that there's a coordinating die, right? And then these 2 not only have the outline in green, but they are shaded completely in green. So that means that these 2 that are shaded in green will cut icons right out of the paper. So let's go ahead and I'll see if I can show you what that means. So when we look at this, we can definitely know these gorgeous, gorgeous patterns here somehow are going to be able to be cut out of the paper. So you can come over to the paper and see what a gorgeous icon or a gorgeous piece of ephemera then that we'll make by cutting that right out of the pattern paper. So in the catalog, that's shaded green all the way through. So you know that that's your tip, that it will cut right out of the paper. Same with this one. This one is shaded green in your catalog, and so it cuts these bouquets right out of the paper. Now these that are not shaded all the way through in green, but have an outline, that just means that they have a stamp that coordinates with that die. So like this one, if this one goes with this one, it has a shading stamp that can go right up on top. So we have this one, so that would be this one right here. So you can see that this is a stamp, and it has a die that goes with it because in the catalog it has a green outline. So these three and this one have a green outline. These two are shaded green all the way through. The ones with an outline are a stamp and a die combo. The ones that are shaded green all the way through cut out DSP. The others are standalone stamps. So I hope that helps you. I used to spend a lot of time when I would get a new die saying, gee, I wonder which ones of these cut out things from the paper. And then I would be playing the puzzle thing and trying to piece them together. But it's such an amazing thing that Stampin' Up! Has done to give us a code for that. All right, the next one is traditional labels. And so obviously we have all the Christmas words and the traditional words that we need. And then it has a great set of landing spots, labels, and sentiment spots. Again, with this one in the catalog, it has several that are shaded in green. This one is shaded in green. This one is shaded in green. This big one here is shaded in green. The inside oval, the two inside ovals are shaded in green. That means that there are stamps on here that fit perfectly inside those dies, and then the rest of the stamps are standalone stamps. So I'll just do one example. This shows on the stamp case shaded in green, and Seasons Greetings is what matches it. So you can match it up immediately based on the photo in the catalog. All right, let's do one more. This one shows that it fits Happy Christmas to You. So Happy Christmas to You. So let me take a look. And why am I not finding happy? Oh, here it is. Happy, and then Christmas, and then to you. So it fits it in an oval. So you would do happy on the top, Christmas in the middle, and to you on the bottom. So it's showing you how it coordinates all three stamps to fit on one label. Isn't that cool? I hope by taking our time with this first collection that it will help make sense moving more quickly and forward through the rest of the collections. But that, my friends, is the amazing, gorgeous Keeping Traditions and Traditions of Christmas collection. So you have the choice of Keeping Traditions Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, Traditions of Christmas DSP, Traditions of Christmas DSP and sticker sheet, or Traditions of Christmas Suite Collection that contains the same DSP. All right, I hope that helps. It's so beautiful. Now we're going to be moving on to Peaceful Days and Peaceful Garden. So within the umbrella collection, you have the same choices as we had in the previous collection. You have a Peaceful Days Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, and I'm actually going to show you all of those pages completed. And then you have a Peaceful Garden Suite, and then you have Peaceful Days Designer Series Pattern Paper and Sticker Sheet, or Peaceful Days Designer Series Paper. The Peaceful Days Designer Series Paper and Sticker Sheet, or just the paper, is the same paper that is in the Peaceful Garden Suite collection. The paper in the Peaceful Days Scrapbooking Workshop Kit is slightly varied. Okay, so let's take a look at each of those. I think you might be getting it down now. All right, let's take a look first at Peaceful Days Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. Now, you may have seen this out and about because Stampin' Up! Demonstrators had Creativity Now, which was an event in which we were allowed to purchase limited products from this collection. And I actually did purchase the Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, and so you'll get to see that put together. And I do apologize if there's banging in the background. Most of you know I'm in the process of building a retreat center, and you can hear it going on today. I'm so sorry. It's the time I have to do the video, and it's the time they happen to be hammering, so I really hope not too much of it is coming through. All right, so the Peaceful Days Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, of course, gorgeous blues in this collection. You also have the option for some beautiful glitter papers. And so again, the Scrapbooking Workshop Kit as is, you can grab up the kit. It comes with full color instructions on how to cut and assemble. It typically includes some kind of technique that it teaches. So it's great for beginning scrapbookers and veteran scrapbookers. And it creates 6 pages that I will show you. Let's first look at the contents. Of course, we have our photo place card holders. We have a sticker sheet, 12 by 12 sticker sheet. We have just this journaling opportunity here with the one title on the sticker sheet, but don't despair. We have a couple punch out ephemera sheets. So you can see that we have more title opportunities here. We have those, and then there are title opportunities embedded right on top of journal opportunities. So gorgeous, gorgeous trees, gorgeous leaves and greenery and flourishes and all of the different extra icons. It even has the white dove. I really love this collection. And you also can go with a darker Secret Sea or a darker blue, or you can go with lighter shades of blue depending on how you sort your pattern papers out. So let's take a look at each of the sets. So again, we actually have 6 pattern papers in this and 3 extra specialty papers that are white on the back. Now, why in some kits do you get 6 pattern papers and 4 extra specialty papers? It's because depending on the contents of the kit, if there's something in the kit that was a little more costly to be able to create, so perhaps because you got so many punch outs, there was 1 less sheet of pattern paper. Or if you get something extra within a kit, often they have to balance out the contents of the kit to keep the cost commensurate for you so it doesn't raise the price or the cost of the kit. They try to keep you in mind for that. So here are the pattern papers. Again, 6 pattern papers, so they are double-sided. So we have nice crisscross, beautiful blue leaves. I love this star pattern. And then we have a more busy leaf and floral pattern. So these would go so wonderfully for wedding, even for Christmas, winter. There's so many things that you could do with these blues. And then they have the very specific dove paper, but it's only on one side of one double-sided sheet. So you can see that it's on the back side of the more neutral brown. So if you love the white dove and you're incorporating it for Christmas or for church, you can totally use it for that. And if you don't, then you have lots of other patterns to choose from. Let's look at the specialty paper. We have 2 wash Secret Sea. It's kind of hard to see the wash in it. And again, the specialty papers are white on the back. And then we have a speckled wash blue here that I believe it's Misty Moonlight. You have some coordinating cardstocks that come in the Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, but you will also have Peaceful Days coordinating 2-tone cardstock. That will be 12 sheets of the recommended colors that you can add to the paper pack by itself, the paper pack and sticker sheet. You can add it to the suite, or you can add it to the Scrapbooking Workshop Kit to stretch your workshop kit. Now, before I compare the papers, let's actually look at what that workshop looks like put together. A Peaceful Days Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. So it's kind of cool on this one. You could actually coordinate these 2 pages and put them together. Let me back out here just a minute for you. Or you could use these as your cover pages or your end pages. So you could do a single page layout with this and a single page layout with this, and you could actually coordinate because these pieces coordinate with each other and these pieces coordinate with each other. So lots of great photo opportunities and an interesting circle background with strips. I've been seeing lots of this layout style lately. Here we have a play on the triangles. So I actually think it goes like this, so that you see that flow through in the middle. So they've coordinated it so the pattern flows through the middle. Obviously you could, you know, do it a different way and arrange your triangles in a different way, but I just think that's so pretty and with the contrast. So good times. Now these pages, keep in mind, are not popped up anyway. Foam tape isn't used. There's no dimensionals. There's no bling on these pages. And I'll be showing you the bling that coordinates with this collection. You can definitely jazz these pages up, change the orientation of your photos, add bling, so many things that you can do to these pages, but it's a great point to start. I started my creating with scrapbooking workshop kits, and that is all I did for 2 years when I was learning how to scrapbook. Is I did workshop kits, and it was the best thing that I ever did to teach me balance. And then you can branch out from there and create your own style. And after a year or so of doing the kits, I felt really, really comfortable doing my own thing. Love the trees in this collection. There's embossing. So that is the technique that comes with this, and it's optional. You can get the coordinating embossing folder and you can do some embossing and add that to your pages. So that is the 6-page Peaceful Days Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. And there are some leftover pattern paper and cardstock and things in this kit that you can apply to other papers. Okay, so I left the Peaceful Days Scrapbooking Workshop pattern paper in the back so you could compare it to the Peaceful Days Scrapbooking or Peaceful Days Designer Series paper. And so the Peaceful Days Designer Series paper can come with that same sticker sheet or without, and this Peaceful Days Designer Series paper is in the Peaceful Garden Suite collection. Okay, so the only different paper is what's in the Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. Okay, now if you're going to grab the Peaceful Days Designer Series paper, keep in mind, this is the sticker sheet that comes with it. So if you're hoping for title opportunities on the sticker sheet, you have one journal bit is all you have with a title opportunity on it, because the Scrapbooking Workshop Kit covered its titles in the ephemera, in the punch outs, and the Suite collection covers titles in the stamps and dies. Now there are additional stamps that coordinate with this set that I was not able to purchase this round. So I did actually have to budget. I know it might not seem like it, but there is additional stamps that you could coordinate if you just wanted to do DSP or DSP and sticker sheet. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the DSP that's in the standalone DSP pack. So we have, again, 12 sheets versus 6 plus 3. So we have 12 sheets, 2 sheets each of a double-sided. So here's one, and you can see some of the crossover. Both of these patterns are in the Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, but in a different order with different backs, I believe. Let's look. Maybe it's identical. It is identical, okay? So that is the same. Maybe they are identical, there's just not as many of them. So here's the next one. So this one is identical to the Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, okay? And then let's take a look at this one and see if this one's the same. This one is identical. The DSP is identical to the Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, okay? So here's where it varies. With the Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, you have 3 additional specialty sheets that are not in the DSP. And then in the DSP, you have these extra sheets that are available that are not in the scrapbooking workshop kit. So let's look at the extra patterns that they've given us. They're really gorgeous. I actually love the combination of the Secret Sea and the Misty Moonlight, and there's probably Night of Navy in this as well. If you were looking for wonderful hues of blue, I think these could be used for so many things. But then they're also pulling in the Lost Lagoon color as well. So you have the nice wash on the back and then some neutrals. So you've got a little bit of a neutral wash here and some sprigs for this one. It's beautiful. So again, that is the Peaceful Days Designer Series paper. You can get it with sticker sheet or without. Hey, now let's take a look at the Peaceful Garden Suite collection. So in addition to all the Peaceful Days Designer Series paper, you get lots of extra goodies. So you have a package of 6 glimmer papers. And forgive me, I always have known these as glitter paper, so I'm trying to get that right. But you have, this is actually, depending on what you use it with, it's silver looking, but it has a hue of green in it. And then this, of course, is the Secret Sea. So we have a brighter blue, and then we have this deep, deep, rich Secret Sea, and then this kind of a green silvery hue. And there are 6 sheets in that, and it is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It also includes the Hues of Blue gems. They're actually called Hues of Blue flowers. So you can see some of the Secret Sea in there, the cloud cover, and the other blue. It's kind of a cross almost between Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy. And then we have this gorgeous, gorgeous silver trimmed ribbon. I think it's just called silver edged ribbon, but it is so, so pretty. I don't even know if you can catch that on the camera. And then an embossing folder. And I've actually used this. I love this. And so I've used this on card bases. So you can see it has the frame, or you can build in the middle as well. It's a really beautiful embossing folder. And then, of course, everything in this set, in the Suite collection, is sold separately as well. But of course, our Suite collections are discounted, and our bundles, like Stamp and Die bundles, are discounted. And the discount is 10%. All right, so the Peace on Earth Stamp and Die set comes in this Suite collection, but not to confuse you, there is an additional stamp set that I do not have that is called Peaceful Days. Now, isn't that funny? But the way you can remember it is Peaceful Days is the Designer Series paper, and the Designer Series paper and sticker sheet is called Peaceful Days, and there's not enough titles on the Peaceful Days sticker sheet, so there's an additional stamp called Peaceful Days that would help you get your titles. There is tons of titles and sentiments on that, okay? All right, so with the Peace on Earth, it has all of the different sentiments. Excuse me, I take that back. It doesn't have tons of sentiments and titles, but it has a lot. So I'll tell you what they are. I can't show you the catalog, but on the Peaceful Days stamp set is My Happy Place. My happy place is wherever I'm with you. These are the good days. So you could do good days. These are the good days. My happy place, or my happy place is whenever I'm with you. And then there's some other interesting icons in that as well. So Peace on Earth is what has all the sentiments. And it could be, some of these could be titles on scrapbook pages, and some of them could be on cards. And so here are the dies that come with that. All right, and so of course it will show you all of the dies that cut out, and then which ones will fit sentiments on them as well, that we talked about before. Beautiful, beautiful collection. More scrapbooking workshops and Suite collections to come, but I'm going to take a little detour and follow along with the mini catalog and show you some quick and easy options. In our quick and easy options, we have a lot of mix and match, and there are all of these different materials that you can use for pocket scrapbooking, quick and easy cards. I even like to use a lot of these pieces on traditional scrapbook pages. I will cut things apart. I will use them as titles. But the first thing that I'm going to show you here are the Joyful Days, Memories, and More cards. So this is 54 double-sided cards, and there's 6 each of the 3x4, and then there's 6 each of the 4x6. So you have so many options to be able to make multiples of cards, to cut those icons out. So I'm showing you the front and the back of each of the set of 6. So there's so many different things that you can do with these. I even love to trim out titles, use the edges, and be able to use them even as photo mats and lots of different things. Pocket scrapbooking is great. Even if you have a really large theme where you've taken tons of photos, then you can actually do some decorative pages with pocket pages in between, or some decorative pages with some simple pages in between, and sort of have a balance in your scrapbook. So I love the greenery in these. I love the real rustic look of these trees. They almost look watercolor washed. I absolutely love this set of cards. And 54 of them. In our quick and easy options, in our mix and match, we have the Christmas Tags and More 6x6 Designer Series paper. So there's 36 sheets, 8 each of 4 double-sided designs, and then there's 2 each of these pre-cuts. And I don't know if you've noticed or not, but you have some that is just like punch out ephemera, and then some of our ephemera we've actually added adhesive to. So I believe this is just punch out, and so you can punch these out, and there's 2 sheets each of each kind. And where is my other sheet? I know, oh, here it is. It's hidden. So we have 2 sheets each of each kind with all of the traditional Christmas icons. And then here's the pattern paper. So I'll show you all the fronts and then one of the backs. So you can see you have some great traditional colors. We have reds, greens, all shades of greens. We have browns, and then we have more neutral patterns on the back. You could cut things apart. You can slice them. There's some amazing designers out there that have even created, I think the creative design team has created 6x6 pattern books for sketches. So there's a lot that you can do, both scrapbooking and cards, with the 6x6 pads. Next, another one of my favorites is the Greetings for You Mix and Match Ephemera. So this here, these are punch outs. So these are more like punch outs that can be used like ephemera. These actually have a sticky adhesive back. So they've added the adhesive to these as of recently. So for this one, you get 6 adhesive back sheets with sentiments. So you can use these sentiments on cards. You can use these sentiments on scrapbooking pages, and they have that beautiful, beautiful gold foil in them. So of course, with the Mix and Match series, they're not going to leave us without pretty envelopes and bases. So we have a Christmas Greetings Mix and Match. So you've got 2 different colors of the plaid, and both of those are embedded in foil, and you get 10 bases and 10 envelopes, and it's a folded standard 4 1/4 card. With all of the quick and easy options and the mix and match options, I'm really super excited to report that the catalog, the mini on page 14, has additional scrapbook layout sketches, card sketches, and tag sketches, and I love that. In fact, I'll link in the description a sketch challenge that I've been doing from the annual catalog sketches that they shared. It's so much fun. Now we are back to North Pole Delivery, which is a suite collection, and we do not have a corresponding scrapbooking workshop or things to compare it to. You can get the Designer Series paper by itself. There is not a sticker sheet, but there is punch out ephemera. So you can get all of the parts and pieces of the suite separately, or you can save 10% and get the suite collection together. So we're going to start out here with a little bit of fluffy trim. So you've got some nice soft trim trim here, and that's exactly what it's called, is fluffy trim. We have some bling here that is called deer dots, and the deer dots, I believe, have garden green, pool party, petal pink, and poppy parade. You just can't see the poppy parade. They're up underneath the flap there, but it does have that red tone inside them. And then let's take a look at the pattern papers. Well, let's look at the ephemera first. So you have lots and lots of Christmas characters. It's all about the mail, the envelopes, the packages, the pets, and all of the different vehicles in the downtown area. So you get two 12 by 12 punch out sheets that are super fun. And then let's take a look at the pattern papers. Now, I had a little bit of frustration with this one because the stamps did not have the highlighted. They had all of these down here highlighted or shaded. So I knew that the dies, that they had dies that would go with them. So you can stamp and you can die, but it wasn't differentiated in terms of which ones cut out characters. But they actually pretty much, I found that they all do. So the bear, the kitty cat, this one here, this one here, this one here, here, the mailbox, these all cut out pieces from the pattern paper. I couldn't match up any of these little envelopes in the pattern paper. However, they do designate that this is 4-on-1. So I'll show you that really quick. So we have the little bear here. So you can get the bear in a punch out. You can also get the bear by die cutting the pattern paper right there. We have this little, and I was like, it was escaping me. What is he? I should know what he is. Is he a raccoon, I'm thinking? And then this one, this circle is actually, I believe, the jingle bell over here. I think it fits. I'm not completely positive about that one, but I think it fits. These die cuts create like hearts, circles, and stars that have little pieces that can be interactive, that can flip up. And then you have a big mailbox piece. So this piece here creates an actual mailbox that has a true slot in it that you can put letters in. Isn't that really cute? So it's kind of like a little 3D element that you can stick all these little letters in. So you can see on the rest of the dies here, I should have flipped those over on the back. On the rest of the dies here, this cuts out 4 envelopes at once. So you can stamp them all at once and cut all 4 at once. This is the gift that's on the paper. Right here, there's several of them in different spots. I think it's this one. And then this is the mailbox that is on the mailbox paper that we haven't looked at yet. But let me find it here. Let's see, here it is. So this is the mailbox. Okay, so this cuts out the mailbox right here. And then there's a couple more pets that are in here throughout the paper. So I do love that that's a signature of Stampin' Up, that you can cut icons right out of the paper so that you can stamp, you can die, you can stamp and die, you can cut right out of the pattern paper. So you have so many options to make your own ephemera, plus 2 12 by 12 sheets of ephemera come with it. So you can see all of the little sentiments here. So I think that little mailbox is just going to be adorable. So let's take a look at all the patterns. Let me match them up since I shuffled them around a little bit. And so this is so playful and fun. And I love that it has the pool party in it. So you have a lot of busy hero papers in here, but you have some nice offsets. So I love the little pool party dot there on the back. And this one you have, let me match them up here. You have the graph on the back, so that's going to make a nice distressed background. These you can cut out of the pattern paper, and trust me, I did try the little die, and I didn't, but these would be easy to cut apart if you wanted to cut these apart as well. And then this one, the mailboxes are right here. So they pair up with the little cityscape with the blue in between. That would make a really cute border. You could trim around the top and then have the bottom straight and have that on the bottom of a page, or create a cute little snow ridge by tearing paper and put the little cityscape in there. That would be adorable. And here's some of those other ones. It must be those other 2 dies are on this sheet that cut right out of the pattern paper. So you've got a busy card and envelopes there, and then you've got your busy pets. And so you're probably going to definitely want, there isn't a specific coordinating cardstock pack with this set, but they do recommend Poppy Parade, Petal Pink, Garden Green, Pool Party, Pecan Pie, and Very Vanilla. And I love these. These are adorable, all of the different pets and the cute little cars. So that is called North Pole Delivery. Isn't that believe fun? How much goodness we have already seen? So now you understand why I could hardly stand it. I have not had a drop in the last year where I've said to myself, I want it all, and I just want it all. So I do want to mention that in between the last 2 sections of product that I showed, there were 4 pages of standalone stamps that would very easily coordinate with many of these things. I had to budget, and so I sort of focused on collections, and I will go back when money allows and I will grab those standalone stamps that I want. I had to kind of figure out which was my priority, so I went with scrapbooking workshop kits and sweet collections and that type of thing. So I just wanted to mention there is way more than what I'm showing, even though I'm showing a ton. So this next one is another sweet collection, and it's called Lights of Aurora, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And now, if you are a lover of all things bright, you will love this, but please keep in mind that the stamps and the dies can work just as well for neutrals. And so I do want to show you. So with the pattern paper, it's called let's see. So you can do, is it called Lights of Aurora pattern paper? I'm going to double check that. I don't want to get that wrong. Yep, Lights of Aurora pattern paper. And so you have 8 sheets each. So you've got the Northern Lights patterns here, or the Aurora patterns. And you have an offset, of course, on the back side. So you've got some really beautiful wash patterns that are going to be a really nice offset. Secret Sea or Black would be a really nice offset as well, or any of those coordinating colors. There isn't a coordinating cardstock, 2-tone cardstock pack with this, but what they recommend is Azure Afternoon, Balmy Blue, Pool Party, Berry Burst, Gorgeous Grape, and Basic Black. So those are the patterns there in the Lights of Aurora 6x6. Okay, and then of course we have some Balmy Blue ribbon here. Really, really pretty. And then we have the Frosted Iridescent Dots. And so those have Berry Burst, Gorgeous Grape, Balmy Blue, and Clear Gems in those. And then we have the Light and Wonder stamp and die set that coordinates. So in the Sweet collection, of course, you get a 10% discount for the entire suite, but you can also get a 10% discount on just the stamp and die, or you can pay full price for everything separately. So you are going to love these. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So you've got these gorgeous treescapes, larger trees, smaller trees, clouds, a little mirrored water that you can use, or rolling hills. So, so beautiful. You can create these scenic backgrounds and tuck all of the trees in different places. I think this is going to be an amazing die set and stamp set that you can use for many other neutral tones as well. So for the stamp set, Love, Light, Wonder, Magic, and then you have the carrier phrases. May your day be filled with love. May your day be filled with light. May your day be filled with wonder. May your day be filled with magic. And then the same thing, wishing you a year of, embrace the, and so awesome. You are your strength inspires me. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous collection. I have the one that I think is going to be a fan favorite. Of course, most people love fall. There are a few people that I know that have kind of rainy, dreary falls where they live, and we don't often have really beautiful fall here. We have more of a brown fall, but I still love fall. I love the changing of the leaves, but we have one here called Autumn Toile. So I've heard it say toile, said in toile or toile, and it actually, I think, is a French word, and I believe it means textiles or something like that. So don't quote me on that. I haven't done my research there to figure that out exactly, but I do think that that has a French meaning there. But we have a gorgeous autumn toile suite collection. I'm going to call it toile, and feel free to just holler at me in the comments if you want to correct me. But it is gorgeous. And I'm also going to skip forward on this one and show you one of our online exclusives, because in this drop, I was a little surprised that there was not a fall scrapbooking workshop. And so I don't know if that means one is coming or if this is the fall collection. I'm really not sure. So I'm going to do some digging into that to find out before I decide on my final workshops. But gosh, quit talking and let's look at this gorgeous autumn toile collection. First, we'll start out here with this gorgeous weave. It's called Irregular Weave. So it is just a really, really pretty weave trim. So that's gorgeous. Let's put this aside here, roll that up. And then we have some beautiful streaked dots. I don't know if you can see the streak in there, but they're a really, really rich color. And then one of my personal favorites that I love, 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 that everyone's going to say ooh la la to, the earthen tone metallic. So you get 3 sheets of this gorgeous, gorgeous, it's almost like espresso, but copper. I can't quite put my finger on the color, but I absolutely love it so much. Then you get 3 sheets each of the pattern paper. So you have gorgeous trees and deer with a wonderful graph paper on the back in early espresso. I love that they've given us balance there. And then you have pheasants, rocks, and trees, which is going to go hand in hand with us here in South Dakota. We definitely have pheasants. And then you have a more neutral tone back on the back. Really nice that they've given us the smaller patterns so you can accomplish your stripe through this one. And then you've got a checker through this one. Keep on going. Gorgeous, gorgeous pumpkin patch. I just love the softness, the vintagey feel of this. It has a texture in it, which maybe that's where the toile comes from, with the little textiles in here. So you can see that they're in some of the patterns. And then you can see a diamond pattern, neutral pattern on the back. Gorgeous. And then we have red fox. So you have the red fox in the Cajun craze with the trees in the background and a great wider stripe. Aren't those gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous pattern papers, and in combination with the gorgeous, gorgeous earthen tone metallics. Now let's take a look at the stamps and the dies, and then I'm actually going to pull in another fall themed designer series paper that is part of our online exclusives and show you that as well. So we have the Autumn Trees stamp and die set, and it stole my heart. Absolutely stole my heart. We do often get a lot of pine trees, but we don't often get other styles of trees. So you've got your outer frame, and then you've got an inner frame that provides all of the detailed layers, and then you have a little bit of a deer scene here. And that's not all. You can add more texture to the trees with a texture stamp, another little baby deer, and then you have another standalone tree and a tree frame here. And then we have some little mounds that have like rocks and grass in them. And then there's some background texture stamps in this as well. So here is the stamp set that comes with that, and it's called Autumn Trees. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it so, so much. And then this one we have Amber Autumn, which I can't tell which one I like the best because I love this one as well. So again, you have a card front, a leaf card front, and then you have all kinds of leaves and pumpkins. So pretty. So this one here, you can see a larger pumpkin collection, gourds and corn, and then your acorn collection. So you've got your bigger pieces, and then it gives you some standalone leaves that have great embossed or cut out pieces in the center to give them texture. Really beautiful. And I love, of course, the sayings. You know, you always in the fall, we have the blessed sayings and autumn wishes and things like that. So gorgeous, gorgeous collection. Now I'm going to skip around a little bit. I'm going to come back, but I'm going to skip around a little bit. I still have scrapbooking workshops to show you and other things to show you, but I want to show you a gorgeous fall collection or fall DSP that's part of the online exclusives. Collection that I think is going to be a huge fan favorite is called Gathering Together. I swoon over this. I love it so, so much. And there's so many unique things about this. You're going to love it. So basically, the colors that are suggested for this collection are Basic Beige, Cajun Craze, Crushed Curry, Early Espresso, Champagne, and Old Olive. Champagne? Interesting. So I have no idea about champagne. It's not a color that I have heard of before. So is that a hint of something? I have no idea. Okay, so let's take a look at the sweet collection. Let's start with some of the small things. So we have Cajun Craze and Gold Dots. At first glance, they might look like the dots from Autumn Toile, but the Autumn Toile are really deeper. They're like more of an espresso color, but these are just beautiful. They have little flecks of gold inside that almost look like when you're panning for gold. Really beautiful. It has a gorgeous Gathering Leaves embossing folder, and so it has little tiny leaves that go across or down. So that one's a really pretty one. It's extra large, so you'll be able to do larger pieces. It has a little bit of Early Espresso and Old Olive linen thread. And then it comes with the Gathering Moments dies and stamps. Now this is super unique. So not only do these dies create texture within the leaves that is absolutely gorgeous, there's the potential to create dashes inside the leaves to be able to stitch. It is so cool. I've never seen anything like it before. So you can see these two larger leaves have these little spots here that make your stitching holes, and you can actually just use those as texture, or you can actually thread with some of your thread or any thread that you want and do stitching within the leaves. Genius. Isn't that so cool? It's so unique. And then so you can stamp, you can die, and then you can stitch. And then there's a lot of little textured backgrounds here. And then of course you have some titles that could be used for scrapbooking and some that could be used for card making. Very, very cool. Let's take a look at the gorgeous papers. Another one that has gold foil embedded. I just hope you can see that reflection. Absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to have a similar where we have hero specific, theme specific, your beautiful pattern with a toned down Cajun Craze leaf pattern on that side. Okay, and then the next one, we have gold stripe. I don't know if you can see that gold in there with the wood grain or the distressed Early Espresso. I love that they've given us beautiful and busy, but they've given us small patterns and more muted patterns on the back. Another gorgeous one. Look at those mushrooms and all the little leaf bits in there that just sparkle and shine. Oops, I'm sorry. And then you have a more linen tone here. Maybe that's champagne. What would champagne look like in here, you guys? So I'm all curious now. So we have this nice stripe here. and then small circle, early espresso pattern. We have a gold leaf, really gorgeous, so pretty for a fall wedding even. And then we have another checkered pattern or kind of gingham with a little longer strips, and then another gold foil embedded leaf pattern, and another distressed, or it could pass as a wood grain. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And there's lots of other coordinating stamps and die bundles that would be cute with it or beautiful with it as well. We now are up to another sweet collection. I know I told you, didn't I, that this is an amazing drop. I wanted it all. I love it all. Did they not do an amazing job? I would love to hear what you're thinking so far in the comments. So this is called, what did I just say? Pine, Elegant Pine. So of course we have lots of more busier patterns and snow patterns that we would want to tone down with some more solids, but it's gorgeous pattern papers and a gorgeous stamp and die set. So we have a little bit here of gold edged ribbon that has that rich traditional green color. And then these are kind of interesting. So they look like stars or snowflakes, and you have faceted snowflakes, and you have the colors here. Let me look at what those are. I can't remember. Should have known. Cherry Cobbler, Pretty Peacock, and Clear. So those are super pretty. Those would be wonderful Christmas sparklies. We have Delicate Pines stamp and die set, and I will say there are lots of other snowflakes, interesting snowflake things in the online exclusives. I can't remember about the mini, but in this big product drop. So there's much, much more than what you're going to see from me tonight, which is hard to believe, right? But this one is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. It has sprigs, it has pines, it even has interesting ones that fold. So you can actually cut two together and then fold those to make pine boughs and pine branches, and you can make that into a snowflake as well. So do you see how the snowflake looks like pine branches? So you can see this one here, it has the little circle in the middle, so you can make multiple branches to create a pine bough looking snowflake. There are two of those like that, or more than that. Look at here, you have these three to do multiples, and then you have this one here for the bigger one. Isn't that so cool? And look at all the different snowflakes variations. You've got pine cones, you've got leaves. Absolutely amazing die set. I love that set. Really fun. All right, let's take a look at the pattern paper. So we have, again, a different tone on each back. So we have this one here with the speckled snow, pine branches, and little branch snowflakes. So it's kind of neat that it isn't just snowflakes, that it's the branches. And then here, okay, and that one has the red pops of berries, so you could definitely balance some of this out with some cherry cobbler and some both traditional and non-traditional Christmas colors because of the blues in there. I think that's going to be gorgeous. It seems like there's certain years where the Christmas blues are super popular, and then other years where it's traditional red and green. So I like that you have the choice of both. So that's kind of cool. Really pretty. And then one more here. You've got the really rich, pretty peacock in there. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if that's black or if that's Secret Sea, but there was a Painterly Pears pattern paper like that I was in love with as well. So there you go. Elegant Pines. We're talking about snowflakes. We'll talk about a new specialty paper called Silent Snowfall. So you get 6 sheets of snowflake embossed. I just hope you can see that. Can you see that rich, like, texture in there? It's so pretty. So you get 6 sheets of that, and it's like a not a white and not like a very vanilla. I'm not quite sure what you would call it. Maybe a linen white, I'm thinking, but it's really beautiful. I could see that with the elegant pines and with standalone things as well, and other things that you haven't seen in tonight's so I'm going to try not to confuse you, but we had an online exclusive drop with Floral Charm. And I grabbed up the Floral Charm suite, and I actually just did a full process video for a Floral Charm layout. And I created this layout that documented my scrapbooking story, and I loved it. So I went over all of the products in the Charming Floral Charm suite in that video, and I will link that video in the description. But basically you get the Floral Charm Designer Series paper, which we'll look at. You do not get the sticker sheet. You get the Charming Day stamp and dies. You get this twisted trim here. And then there are some gems. So you have some Charming Shimmer faceted dots, and it's an absolutely incredible collection. And I do go over that in detail in my previous video. I think I just launched it yesterday or the day before, and I created it as part of my sketch challenge using Stampin' Up sketches. So you can see that full process video and everything about the Charming Day suite. But in the newest pre-order, we now have Lovely Florals, which is the Charming Day or Charming Florals version scrapbooking workshop kit. So we have the ability now to be able to do the Floral Charm DSP with or without the sticker sheet. So we can do that separately. And we also have a new option of a scrapbooking workshop kit called Lovely Florals. So let's compare the two. And you've already seen the suite collection from my previous video. So hopefully that will help. I don't know about all of you, but I'm absolutely blown away by all of the choices and options. If you can't find something you love, then I don't know what to tell you. There's so much that I love from this, as you can tell with my unboxing. So the Lovely Florals is standard in terms of a scrapbooking workshop kit from Stampin' Up. It comes complete with the instructions, the photo place card holders, 6 regular pattern paper sheets, 4 of the specialty papers, and then some coordinating cardstock, but an additional coordinating cardstock pack that is available that has 12 additional sheets that could potentially coordinate with this set. 2 12 by 12 punch out sheets and a 12 by 12 sticker sheet. So of course, I'm always looking for title opportunities. So we have 1, 2 title opportunities in the punch outs, 3, 4, 5, 6, potentially more down here in smaller titles or subtitles. So that always gets a thumbs up from me when I know that I want to stretch a scrapbooking workshop kit from the original 6 pages to 12 pages. I know that I'm going to have plenty of title opportunities to be able to use a sticker for every title if I so choose, or a punch out for every title. The other thing that I look at to see if a scrapbooking workshop is a good value is small, medium, and large icons. So we've got small, medium, and large florals, small, medium, and large branches, small, medium, and large leaves, and small, medium, and large words. So we have a nice combination for clustering and for embellishing, that it isn't all large or all small. So this is a true testament of a super well put together scrapbooking workshop kit because of the components. And that isn't all. You actually get 2 cut apart sheets as part of the specialty paper. So I told you before that we get 3 or 4 specialty sheets in each scrapbooking workshop kit that doesn't come in any other DSP. So we have 2 background pages here with a scribble circle, and I use scribble circles a lot. I draw scribble circles onto my background paper with a Cricut pen on the Cricut. I cut scribble circles on the Cricut, and I even have a Cricut tutorial where I show you how to make drawn ones and cut ones right on your Cricut. But I love that they've done the work for me, and they've given them to me, and they're white. I haven't ever used a white scribble circle before. So then you have these cut apart sheets that just give you lots of added elements for your pages. Photo mats, journaling spots, title spots. So here's yet another title, and lots of extra strips that you can stretch your pages out of. So that is wonderful. Now we also have the base pattern paper, and I will compare the base pattern paper to the DSP because the DSP, with or without the sticker sheet, is the same pattern paper that's in the Suite collection, and it is different from the scrapbook kit. I know I feel like I'm talking to 3-year-olds, but it is confusing for me, and I'm not doing the slow talking to be offensive. I'm doing it to reiterate it to myself, because even I, who's an avid paper crafter, and I look at this stuff every day, have difficulty with the names and the differences. So I really want all of you to get exactly what you're wanting and hoping for, and to not be mixed up on what you think might be coming in your kit or your paper. So let's take a look at the 6 base patterns. So we have some gorgeous Blackberry Bliss in there with some neutrals. We have this gorgeous pattern that I used in my layout with the Mossy Meadow Wash. And then I used this pattern in my layout, and then we have a pretty peacock on the back. So those are the patterns that come with it. And let's just take a minute and compare it to the DSP. This is where it gets a little bit confusing. So we have the lovely Florals scrapbooking workshop kit that has its own pattern paper in it, and this is the pattern paper up here. Some of it crosses over, but we also have lovely Florals DSP and sticker sheet. But the Charming Florals, is it Charming Florals? Let me look. Floral Charm. The Floral Charm DSP is the pattern paper that makes up the lovely Floral pattern paper and sticker sheet, and it's the same paper in the Suite collection. So we've kind of come across this little glitch where it isn't apples to apples and the names get confusing. But just know when you get the pattern paper and the sticker sheet, it's the same pattern paper in the Suite collection. The pattern paper that's in the workshop kit is similar but different. Okay, so I hope that helps. All right, so let's take a look at those similarities and differences. These 2 patterns in the DSP are also in the scrapbooking workshop kit, okay, but they're different on the back, okay? So these are, because you get 12 sheets in the DSP, so this actually takes up 4 sheets, okay? So we have fronts and backs here, and so we actually have these. So this is in the scrapbooking workshop kit. Wait, did I mix those up? I think I mixed them up. Hold on. Okay, this, yes. Let's see here. All right, we've got this here. Okay, here we go. And this here. So these 2, I'm going to try my best not to confuse you because this one was a tough one. So these are the pattern papers that I just showed you from the lovely Florals scrapbooking workshop kit. And then these are the papers that are part of the Charming Floral Charm Suite collection. Now, so Floral Charm Suite collection, Lovely Day, Lovely Florals scrapbooking workshop kit. Now you can get the Floral Charm DSP by itself, or you can get it with the sticker sheet. When the sticker sheet is added, it is then called the Lovely Florals DSP and sticker sheet. So DSP by itself, floral charm. DSP with the sticker sheet, same DSP, but it's called Lovely Florals, DSP and sticker sheet. And then this is Lovely Florals scrapbooking workshop kit. I'm trying, you guys. So you can see 12 sheets of DSP with the suite and 12 sheets of DSP in the DSP by itself and the DSP in the sticker sheet. Only 6 main patterns up here and 4 specialty papers. I did show all of these patterns in my most recent video that I'll link in the description. It's a gorgeous collection and I loved creating so we are getting close. I have just a few more things and some odds and ends to show you, but this last month I created a 12-page spooky sweet collection scrapbooking workshop that was Halloween themed, and it actually used the spooky sweet DSP. Now, I did not know there was going to be a sweet Halloween workshop coming out, so I went ahead and I created my 12-page Halloween workshop with the sweet collection, and we added some stamps and some dies that come in that sweet collection, and I will simply link in the description that full video that goes over every single piece that's in the sweet collection, the spooky sweet collection. But with this new drop, we now have a sweet Halloween sticker sheet that's going to be added to the spooky sweet DSP to make it a sweet Halloween paper pack and sticker sheet. Okay, same paper pack that's in the suite is in the DSP and is in the DSP and sticker sheet. Okay, the only different paper is what is in the Sweet Halloween workshop. So let me show you the Sweet Halloween workshop. So the structure of Sweet Halloween is slightly different than what we've been looking at. It still does 6 pages. So you grab the workshop kit and it does have some Stampin' Blends coloring in it that's optional. So that's the technique that they're teaching, but you can create the 6 pages shown. So there is some coordinating cardstock in the kit. You can also get a separate pack of 12 sheets of coordinating cardstock to stretch your pack or to add to the DSP and sticker sheet. Then you have 6 sheets of pattern paper, 2 sheets of specialty paper, 2 12 by 12 punch out sheets, and 1 12 by 12 sticker sheet. So we talked before about the balance of papers to keep the price point lower. And so that is why sometimes you'll have anywhere from 2 to 4 specialty sheets, depending on the punch outs and all the extra parts and pieces that you need. So again, the first thing that I look at is title opportunities, because I would like to stretch it to 12 pages. So Frightfully Cute, we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 4. We've got all of these that could easily turn into a couple more to make 6 titles. These could be subtitles, pre-titles, or they could actually be titles. So I think they did a pretty good job there. We've got small, medium, and large icons. We have some smaller words. So yeah, pretty good job overall on all of that to help you stretch it into a full workshop. Of course, you get the photo place card holders. These are the 2 specialty sheets right here. And there isn't much for hero specific paper. These are all pretty small patterns. They are pretty like muted tones, little teeny tiny dots. So they actually would make good generic patterns for lots of other themes besides Halloween. If you want to make them super Halloween specific, you have lots of icons in the punch outs in the sticker sheet to do that. There are also several stamp and die sets in this in the previous drop that would go with all of these papers. So let's take a look at the pattern papers. Of course, we have the small candy and a little bit of petunia pop. We've got some pumpkin pie and some distressed orange and black. And then we have some distressed orange and white and some gray tones. So that is the workshop kit for Sweet Halloween. I will link in the description my Spooky Sweet workshop with the Spooky Sweet breakdown so that you can see the differences. I did create a 12-page Sparkle and Shine style workshop with that. We are so close. One more collection with paper and then some odds and ends, and we did it. I know that this has gotten long, but I hope you have gotten great value out of it, and it's explained a lot more about the upcoming drop so you can get exactly what you want and need. As we're winding down here, you're going to see a gorgeous collection in the background that is really truly one that I am swooning over, that is one of my favorites of all of the collections. But before I show you that, I want to show you a few odds and ends to finish up this extra long video. So if you have hung with me a way to go, I'm sure people will fast forward through the good stuff and check it out, but I hope that it's been super helpful. The first one is the opener of our mini catalog, and it's near and dear to my heart. It is a Love and Courage stamp set, obviously for those who have fought through cancer. And my helper Mary is a cancer survivor, and I have many friends who are cancer survivors, and some unfortunately who did not make it through their cancer diagnosis. So it's kind of a near and dear to my heart, and it is our set that donations will go from this set. For each stamp set sold, Stampin' Up will donate $3 to for breast cancer. I love that. You know, anytime you can give back in that way, it's a gorgeous stamp set. I love how they incorporated the sunflower in here. Support, strength, heart, faith, resolve, fight, hope, courage, survivor, and believe. I love it. Friends don't let friends fight cancer alone. It's okay to not be okay. Thank you for supporting me through my battle, and love and hope. I have a downline member that's going through this right now, and my heart goes out to her, and I really hope there's lots of support for that stamp set. Okay, a few other fun things that we're going to wrap it up with. An adorable fluffy squirrel. And the person who said she would never collect punches had to get the adorable punch. So yes, you can stay tuned for really cute fluffy squirrels. This one I think is super unique and fun. It's called Branching Out. It's a stamp and a die set. And you have stitched frames, you have different style branches, pine cones, and sprigs. And it's so fun. You can actually make tags and frames, and you can fill them with the branches and sprigs, or use the branches and sprigs separately. And there's really lovely sentiments on this one. The next one is Words for the Season, and I am impressed with this one as well. It has words that are large enough for scrapbooking pages and small enough for cards, and that's always a cool thing. I absolutely love that. And then of course you have lots and lots of options here that are a little bit more heartfelt than a single sentiment. So I always like that as well, if you would like to say a little bit more than a typical small sentiment. All right, we have one more odd and end, and it is those snowflakes that I was telling you about. So we have Snowy Delights dies with this oversized snowflake, layered snowflake, and then it also has another snowflake inside and some extra random pieces and sentiment pieces. And it has what they call... gosh, they call them something different. Masks. They call these masks in Stampin' Up, and I'm always just used to them being called stencils. So there's several snowflake masks that you can do layered snowflakes with them. You can incorporate them with or without the Snowy Delights stamp and die set. It's super beautiful. All right, let's move on. The last collection. We did it. I'm so excited about this Modern Christmas Suite, and it's gorgeous. Yes, you could definitely use a lot of the black and white sides for generic events, sporting events, and things like that. I would just find a hard time cutting the gold foil side. So let's first take a look at the gorgeous, gorgeous pattern papers. And it's meant to be a little bit more of a modern Christmas, and it has some ornamental Christmas dies that go with it. So here you can see a really bold gold ornament pattern on this side and a perfect crisscross pattern for balancing. And this one, my heart is just, I love it. I just love this pattern so much. And then of course you've got a wonderful versatile dot on the back. This one, we have some squiggle lines, and then on the back side, we have gold foil circles. They're really hard to see in this light, but they're really pretty as well. I love that it's a little bit of a smaller pattern. Of course, you have a good stripe. Every good pattern paper has a good stripe, and so it's rich in gold, and then you have a different variation of an elongated dot on the back, and then another little pattern here with the berries and sprigs, and fa la 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 on the back. What would Christmas be without fa la 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 la? Really pretty. And then you have black and gold. You have the gold foil stars and the gorgeous white Christmas trees on the back that almost look like chalk emboss. It's really pretty. I loved this so much. I just feel like it's so, so gorgeous. I don't typically take really over-the-top gorgeous Christmas photos, but I definitely feel like there's going to be a lot that I can do with it. I also think a winter wedding or a Christmas wedding would be gorgeous with that as well. So of course we get some black and gold twine that comes with that. This is interesting to me, but there are gold loops or hoops with this. So I'm really interested to see if people make ornaments out of those with the dies and the paper, and if they dangle them or if they somehow incorporate them into their pages. That's something new and different for me that I've never tried. So here we have Ornamental Christmas. So you can make all kinds of ornaments with it, or you could even use them as standalones. So we've got stars, trees, and then rounded ornaments and all the toppers to the ornaments and stars for the tops of the trees. And then you have the stamp that goes with it. So you have, it is a cling stamp. So you have Merry Christmas, 'tis the season, be jolly. So you do have some title opportunities there and wishing you peace. So you could have 4 title opportunities right there for 8 pages. And of course you have all of your dies and bits and pieces there. And we did it. I cannot thank you enough for hanging with me. I haven't been this excited about a product drop in over a year, almost a year and a half. And so I hope you're as excited as I am. Please let me know what your favorites are and what you're swooning over and what your thoughts are. And thank you so much for watching. Hit like, subscribe, the notifications bell, and come back soon for more right here on Snips by Kelly.